Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another Bite of Brownie Sunday, where today we're going to talk about our engagement.
Aww.
And here's the deal, here's the catch. We almost gave up on love before it even happened. And by we, I mean...
Me. I'm kind of impatient, guys. I just kind of am.
I mean, geez, I had this proposal planned, okay? I was in love, head over heels in love with her. And to be fair, I knew that she was head over heels in love with me. And I got, about a week out. So I was trying to trick her to throw off the scent to say, hey, maybe later on...
You tricked me good.
Maybe later on down the road, maybe one day whenever we finally get married, whenever I finally propose or whatever, one day way far off in the distance, you know, this will all work out. And she looks at me and she says,
oh, heck no. I was so upset. I'm like, I'm ready to get married right now. I don't want to wait till down the road. Down the road is tomorrow. And we need to get married.
We have an expression in our part of the woods. It's not very politically correct, but here's what you say. You say either poop or get off the pot. And that's what she was saying to me. You're either going to marry me or we're done dealing.
Or you're not, because I'm tired of waiting. And we weren't even dating that long, but I was so ready to be married and I was so in love with him.
A year and a half or 2 years.
And he's like, oh, you know, maybe we'll get married someday, or, you know, maybe down the road we'll consider it. I'm like, are you kidding me? He convinced me that he was like unsure about wanting to marry me. And I'm like, I am all in on this guy. Well, I wanted to marry him so badly.
So I oversold, perhaps just a little bit, how far off the proposal was going to be. And then she oversold, I don't know, maybe how shaky the relationship was. It scared me in a way.
I was a little upset.
And I had to say, whoa, wait a minute. I knew she wanted to be with me. I knew that she loved me. But I had to reassure her that it was just around the corner. And I almost told her, I practically told her, if you will hang in there just a couple more days, because she was done. She was done. If you will hang in there just a couple more days, it will be worth the wait.
But I was so far, like, upset and into my own world that I couldn't even hear him saying that.
But you know what, to be fair, that's the fiery woman that I love. That's the fiery woman that I married. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm kind of high maintenance.
1 week later, the plan unfolds. I had called my friend Lay, had worked out some elaborate stuff. The plan was this. I was going to have my sister, who was an hour and a half away back home in Stephenville, she was going to drive the dog, Sergeant, up to a park, and we would leave Johnny Carino's and we would go to the park. I would show her the prairie dogs, and there would be a dog waiting by a park bench that would have the shirt on that said, "Marry my daddy." And inside of the shirt would be the ring box, and I would get to kneel down and propose and that whole thing.
So finally, we leave Johnny Carino's and we drive around forever, and I'm like, are you lost?
I'm stalling, and I'm scared to death because I'm about to ask you to marry me, the most important question somebody could ask somebody else.
True. He says he's lost, and I'm so dumb, I believe him, which he never gets lost. This guy could find his way out of anywhere. Says he's lost, so I'm like, yeah, I guess it has been a long time since we've been to the park, which is dumb. But I had no idea. I mean, I had no reason to suspect. We just had an argument, and he just told me that he wasn't going to ask me for a while. So I didn't know. So anyway, we finally get to the park. We walk over to where the prairie dogs were. The longest
route possible,
he parks
stalling.
Like 3 miles away, and I'm like, why aren't we parking closer to the thing? He's like, it's closed, I think. And I'm like, oh, okay. I just believe him.
And as we're walking up, I can hear my dog barking in the background, and she says, hey, those prairie dogs. That's my girl. Those prairie dogs, she says, sound a whole lot like Sergeant.
That's so weird.
That's
I didn't
weird.
know. I guess they're dogs. I didn't know that they sounded like dogs.
That's odd. That is weird. That's crazy. Clueless. So we walk up there, and there's this dog that's by a park bench, and he's just by himself.
He's just tied to the park bench. I'm like, who ties their dog to a park bench? And then I'm like, it's a Yorkie. Yorkies are so expensive.
This is so expensive.
Who would leave their dog there? This is terrible. Let's go get him. So he goes over there. He picks the dog up. I'm like, you don't just pick someone's dog up.
You could bite your arm off,
I'm
don't
like,
you know?
He might be rabid. And he's picking this dog up. And I finally, when he starts jingling his military dog, he wears military dog tags, and he starts jingling, I finally realize this is Sergeant. And then I'm like,
what's Sergeant doing here?
Why is Sergeant at the park? How did Sergeant get... why is our dog tied up on a bench at the park? How did he get here? Oh my gosh. I'm like...
Pulled the ring box out of his shirt, got down on one knee, and asked the woman of my dreams to marry me.
It was perfect. I usually figure out puzzles pretty quickly, and I told him months before that I figure things out with any type of hint. And so I told him if he ever wanted to propose that it would have to be a big secret, and dadgum, he tricked me good. I mean, he tricked me all the way up until he was on his knee. I had no idea, and it was so perfect.
She was smitten, that's all, because
was
I
in
basically
love.
told her, if you will just hold on.
I had no idea.
And that's what we were talking about in preparation for making this video. Just how many times if we would just hang in there as God is speaking to our heart to say, hang in there. The promises that I have for you are good and worthy. If you will just wait one more second while I work this out, it is going to be so worth it.
Yeah.
And I have to say that almost 9 years? 8 years?
Yeah,
9?
almost 9 years.
Almost, see, I know the numbers. Almost 9 years later, totally worth it. One of the greatest blessings of my life, if not the greatest blessing of my life.
Very cool experience. Totally worth the wait. And I was super impressed. I mean, still in love with this guy. Super impressed with him and what he went through to arrange that, and just the thought that went into it. It meant a lot to me, and it's a small example of how God feels about us and what he puts into our lives and how much he thinks about us. I loved it.
Jesse's got a question. Hold on.
I do. I want to know, number one, if you had a really cool proposal like mine, or cooler. And number two, if you haven't been proposed to, how would you like to be proposed to? What's your dream proposal? Is it underwater?
Oh, gosh.
Is it in the sky? Like, what is it? Tell me. I gotta know. I gotta know. A girl's gotta know.
Go ahead and answer her question in the comments below. We love you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying this story. And
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode. My sister and Lay, after they staged the dog, they went and jumped inside of a car, and I guess they were hotboxing in that car. They're like, what the heck is going on? Can we get inside the car? There's about to be a proposal. And the people said, sure, why don't you get inside the car?
Let's watch.
Let's watch it. It's going to be awesome.